Hello everybody and welcome back for some more Drivers Room Sunday League. It's me, not Rice. I am also doing one or two rounds for this season, just to catch up. I hope you don't mind. Rice will be back soon, hopefully. We are now at the American circuit, the Oval. I Blue Moon Bay, that's it. We are here with the Honda 2 and 4, I think it's called, on the intermediate tires. So that's gonna be a interesting race. But wow, I can't speak today. Let's not wait any longer and go to the grid order of today's race. I'm gonna do it a bit. Man, I can't speak today. Differently than I'm used to. I'm gonna do a top-down view because these cars are different. In first place we have Sir Butterjob. He has put his car on pole for today. Then lining up alongside him is Cartman Reviser. Then in third place we have Der Garrett. Then in fourth we have Q8 Motorsport. In fifth we have MS Too Fast. And in sixth we have Flappy. Then in seventh we have Magino. And in eighth we have Dessler. Then in ninth we have Mr. Sean. In 10th we have JC. In 11th we have Mickey. And in 12th, last but not least, we have GTO 250. So that is the lineup of today's race. Let's see what this race will bring us. And we're off for round 6. Cartman seemed to have gotten himself a great start. Already challenging for that first position. He slots in behind Sir Butterjob as they run down into turn 1. It's all flat because it is an oval and you don't really need to brake. Then there's the first braking zone as Der Garrett goes into P2 and Sir Butterjob goes wide and loses a place to Der Garrett as well. So Der Garrett moves up 2 plus 8 positions in one corner, and then in the background we see Dessler getting pushed wide and is now in 12th position. That's really unfortunate for him. Now Cartman is in 2nd place, Q8 Motorsport is in 3rd place, Sir Butterjob now in 4th place. Got a good start but then lost out to the other guys. Then Flappy is in 5th place with Mangino in 6th. Then we have GTO in 7th. MS Too Fast in 8th as GTO gets a bit out of shape. Is now in 9th position with Mickey now up in 8th. Mr. Sean in 10th and JC in 11th. Then we have Dessler in 12th. So already lap 1 has been completed. And so far a lot of action in the front of the pack. Maybe not so much in the back as we see that MS Too Fast is very close to Mangino. Is he going to go for a move into turn 2? No, he is not. In the background there is a lot of tires are screaming. GTO losing another place to Mr. Sean actually, who moves himself up into P8 now. So he's moving forward as Mangino went wide at the hairpin. Luckily he got enough traction to keep it in front of Mr. Sean, but for how much longer as GTO is gonna look up the inside of Mickey. Can they keep it on the road, both of them? Yes they can. As Mr. Sean and MS2 Fast are now have passed Mangino. As JC is now in last position, Dessler has overtaken him. And now Dessler is going for a move on GTO and gets past him before they need to turn in for turn 1. Q8 Motorsport has lost another position. Now down in 5th, but Sir Job not using the best of lines into turn 3. Losing another position and maybe even dropping down to 5th. But not quite there yet, as Flappy is now into the final podium position. Now MS2 Fast is really pushing hard, seems, to try to catch up with the front pack. Yeah, Mr. Sean is in 7th, Mickey 8th, Dessler now up into 9th place. GTO in 10th and Mangino in 11th. So Mangino having made some kind of mistake or something. I did notice that he had a penalty. But yeah, quite unfortunate for him. Now Q8 Motorsport almost 2/10 up on his personal best into the first sector. Can he get a fast lap? With this battling he is doing, I don't really think so. He really wants to get past Sir Job. I think he wants to get past everybody and move up into first place and win the race. But it is Flappy who is now in 3rd. He looked to have chosen an interesting line into the penultimate corner. But it's all good. He keeps his car in that 3rd place. But will Sir Job go for a move? You can see Flappy looking behind. If Sir Job is going for a move, Flappy drifts a bit wide and even scrapes the wall at entry of turn 2. But he did set a purple first sector, so that's quite impressive. Cartman having now the fastest lap overall, a 1 minute 13.966, so just below the 1 minute 14s. And that's a fairly decent lap, I think. Ooh, the Garrett going a bit wide. As in the background, Sir Job has gotten himself a 1 second penalty, so probably some kind of mistake, a corner cut, or maybe smashing into the wall. I am not sure. As we can see that the MS2 Fast is steadily making inroads. Even setting the fastest lap overall, a 1 minute 13.961, so only 5 thousandths quicker than what Cartman did. Ooh, Flappy doesn't get a great run out of turn 2. Leaves him vulnerable for an overtake, and he has been overtaken by Sir Job. Mr. Sean now in 7th place. Same for Dessler, who's now in 8th. Both making steady progress after the start. Then GTO is in 9th with JC in 10th. Closely behind is Mickey with in last place Mangino. So Mangino having not the best of times. I know this is a car that's not really fun to drive, at least in my opinion. Ooh, as you can see, him very slightly out of that penultimate corner. If you haven't noticed already, all the drivers are on the intermediate tires, and you might be wondering why the intermediate tires when there are dry conditions out on track. Well, the driver that chose today's combination thought it would be funny, and also these tires will have the most wear of them all, I believe. So it will be interesting to see whether or not for the pit stop there will be a tire change, if there is going to be a pit stop in the first case. Last lap actually the Garrett set the fastest lap overall, a 1 minute 13.938. Getting a bit more air between him and Cartman. Then we have Sir Botherjob, who did a very good last lap, a 1 minute 13.942, almost the fastest lap of the race, but not quite there yet. So now Mr. Sean, bit of clear air in front of him and Dessler behind him. I don't think Dessler will make life difficult for Mr. Sean, but you never know. Maybe Mr. Sean will make a mistake or something which will cause him to be very close to Dessler, and Dessler might be looking to go for a move then. Now JC having an awful last lap, it seems, a 1 minute 29. So probably spun out, and yeah, that's unfortunate for him. That's almost a guaranteed race over, unfortunately for him. There, Flappy, a 1 minute 13.632, fastest lap of the race so far in the slipstream of Sir Botherjob. Is he gonna do something? Scraping the wall at the entry. A lot of drivers seem to do that. Maybe it will help them slow down, as Flappy was looking for a move into turn 3. Not quite managing to get past Sir Botherjob. Luckily Sir Botherjob saw it coming and managed to avoid Flappy somewhat. As we now right on board with a helmet cam. Lovely to see that Gran Turismo has also implemented a real helmet cam in cases like these. Not really when you are in a car with a windshield in front of you. No, real helmets. Who takes the battering of the wind themselves. Now Flappy does get a good run, but chooses to bump draft Sir Botherjob. Maybe he wants to work together to catch up to the front two leaders and maybe stretch away from Q8 Motorsport behind. Now the race has calmed down a bit. You can see that the left side tires are getting slightly worn, and you can see that in the bottom right left. Why do I keep confusing left and right? I'm not sure. But in the bottom left side of the screen you can see there the tires, and that slightly red line means that they are getting worn. Also, besides the tires, you can see the fuel meter, which is now for De Geert almost at halfway, whilst we aren't at halfway race distance. As you might know, the races are 30 minutes long, with an extra lap, or at least 30 minutes, and then when you cross the finish line the race is over. But we are now at 30 minutes and he's at halfway fuel, so he can manage to do a bit of fuel saving and get to the end on one tank. Cartman is looking slightly better. We've also got slightly worn tires. So Boljob is not looking too great. Flappy about halfway, could be manageable. QA Motorsport a bit less than that, so it will be a bit of fuel saving battle. Or we can see a surprise and somebody will come into the pits, probably at the end of the next lap. I think besides Cartman, everybody needs to do some fuel saving. Cartman is the only one out on track who has got a little more than 50% left of his fuel. So I think with a average lap time of 1:15 to make it easy, every 5 minutes the drivers complete 4 laps. So that will probably mean that we have 6 times 4 equals 24 plus 1 lap. I assume makes 25 laps in total. But let's see, does anyone come into the pits? Ooh, it looks like Sir Boljob might. And Sir Boljob goes into the pits with 35% of his fuel, so really not planning on fuel saving. MS Tuvas also comes in with 41% of his fuel remaining. And Mr. Sean follows them in as well with 35% of fuel remaining as well. Then GTO will also come in with 29%. Mangino, ooh, I thought he would stay out, but he did not. He has got 45%, so he could make it, but clearly not really wanting to. And I think Mickey and JC already pitted last lap. Yes, they did. So interesting to see that, as GTO now comes out of the pits in front of Mickey and in front of Mangino. So now is the time to really put the hammer down. No more need for fuel saving, but everybody else needs to come in. I think Q8 Motorsport with 33% left. Dassler will also come in with about the same, yes, 32%. And there we have Sir Boljob, the guy with first place when it comes to pit stops, but I'm not sure if the top 3 are gonna pit. So now Sir Boljob moves himself up into 4th place. And maybe MS2 can get into 5th place. Q8 Motorsport just came out of the pits. Ooh, there comes MS2 MS2 with a much greater speed, but that also means that he needs to brake earlier into turn 2. It's a bit of a drag race into turn 3, and it looks like MS2 sealed the deal and gets P5. Now Cartman has been overtaken by Flappy. Flappy, who still holds the fastest lap of the race so far. Ooh, but they are quite gambling it, especially Flappy. Flappy with not an awful lot of fuel left. It's gonna be interesting to see whether or not he will be able to make it. Carmen is keeping close, so maybe he will be able to save some fuel just to be sure. I think short shifting will be enough. As we see that Sir Bottlejob set his personal best lap of the race so far last time round in his first flying lap out of the pits. A 1 minute 13.727. Pretty respectable lap, if I can say so. Then MS2 was still holding that 5th position in front of Q8 Motorsport. Q8 Motorsport now on his first flying lap. Will be interesting to see what that will be, if it's gonna be any good. But I think it, ooh, as he goes actually 2.5 tenths purple. I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna now. Is gonna Q8 Motorsport gonna set a new fastest lap of the race so far? He comes up to the finish line and it's gonna be a 1 minute 13.652. Not quite there with the fast lap of the race so far, but he's pretty close to it. MS2 Fast set the fastest lap of the race on that same lap, who as he now drifts wide and loses the position to Q8 Motorsport. That's not something you want to see. At least he now got that provisional 1 point for the fastest lap, a 1 minute 13.573. Oh, but that mistake can cost him that top 5 finish. Now Flappy, oh, I don't think he's gonna make it. Flappy needs to pit another time, or he needs to do some very drastic fuel saving. Because he's now at 25% left of his fuel, and we still got 1/3 of the way to go, and 1/3 is greater than 1/4. So yeah, gonna be very difficult for him. And if he can manage to put it off, it will be very tight. Then the Garrett also not looking too great, maybe 30-ish%. Flappy is good, I think, but his tires are much more worn. Sir Bottlejob set his personal best lap last time around, a 1 minute 13.6, which is fairly close to the lap MS2 was set. So all are pretty equal on 1 lap pace at least. Not so sure about race pace. Dessler now a bit further away from Mr. Sean. Ooh, as Dessler got a massive slide in the penultimate corner. That will definitely hurt him. Then GTO is in 9th place with Mangino in 10th. Mangino looking to be on a fairly quick lap. Ooh, as his car is all wobbling out of the final turn. What is it gonna be coming across the finish line? Is gonna be a new personal best lap with a 1:15.071. Then JC is in 11th place with Mickey fairly close behind. JC in 12th, but there in the background we could already see their Garrett, so I think some guys are gonna get lapped this race. Flappy and Carmen Reviser have really caught up, sorry, to their Garrett. So this could be an interesting battle for the lead of the race. That is, at least, if Flappy can make it to the finish line. To be honest, I don't think the pit stop was the better strategy of the better than the no stopper, unless you are really bad on saving fuel and maybe also a bit on bad at saving tires. Then you would think do better if you would go for the pit stop, but for now it doesn't seem like it's helping everybody too much, because the gap is just too big for Sabototop to close into the podium holders. Ooh, Mickey actually made a mistake last lap. That's why he's a bit further behind JC now. As Carmen Reviser has actually overtaken Flappy to take that second spot. And that will really help him now on board again with Flappy. Just know that you also have a rear view camera on your display, so really you could drive quite well with this dashboard, if you can call it a dashboard. But look at the state of that front left tire from Cartman Reviser. It's just almost 50% worn. So, back to this camera view. Ooh, I'm so scared for Flappy if he's gonna make it. He's short shifting like crazy. So now he's feeling the tension of that fuel. He's 1.6 seconds down on his personal best, so that's a clear indication that he is definitely fuel saving. Because with about, he's already below 10% of fuel, and he still got about 3 laps, no, even more, 4 laps left to go, I think. No, 3 laps. Yeah, 3 laps. I don't think he's gonna make it, to be honest. He needs to pit. That's for sure, and Sabototop can really use that, as that will put him in the final podium position. Now MS Tulfas has gone past Q8 Motorsport again. Q8 Motorsport having a bit more fuel so he can push a bit harder. Dassler now with the fastest lap of the race, at 1 minute 13.531. So everybody's relatively on the same pace, it seems. Just the race pace is different for the guys. Like GTO's fastest lap is a 1 minute 14.9. Magino's fast lap is a 1 minute 13.8, which is 1.1 seconds quicker. But still Magino is behind GTO. Ooh, Mickey now is also below 10% of fuel. There Garrett is also below 10% of fuel. Carbon Revice is below 10% of fuel. Are they gonna make it? Oh, that's gonna be the real question here today. Are they gonna make it to the finish line? They still got 2 laps left to go. As the road job gets another penalty, probably for corner cutting. This is gonna be so very close. Almost everybody's below 10% of fuel. So almost everybody is gonna need to fuel save quite badly. Even Sir Bonnerjob, who did an extra pit stop, might not even be able to finish. Although he only gets 1 lap left. Whilst De Garrett also got 1 lap left. So it's 24 laps, not 25 laps. So then they will probably make it. Although for some guys it's gonna be very close. Q8 Motorsports probably the guy who is looking the best now. Above 10% of fuel. Whilst everybody else is below 10% and quite far below 10%. But here comes Der Garrett rounding the final corner for the final time. And he is gonna cross the finish line to take P1. A very good job. And then we have Carbon Revice who takes 2nd place, also a good drive from him. Then Flappy will take 3rd place. Sir Bonnerjob gambled on the pit stop. Did semi work. Takes 4th place. And Stulfas takes very well 5th place. Q8 Motorsports takes a 6th place. Dassler then comes home in 7th. Then we have Mr. Sean. He will come home in 8th. Then GTO is still battling with Mangino into the final corner. Who is gonna take that P9? Ooh, a bit of banging wheels. It's gonna be very close, but I think GTO got the run on Mangino and GTO takes 9th place whilst Mangino slides over the finish line to take 10th place. Then we have JC. He will come home in 11th place. And last but not least, Mickey, who has actually run out of fuel, will come home in 12th place. That's gonna be it for round 6 of DRSL. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe and comment who you think will be our championship winner. Until next time, this was me, and I hope to see a good battle at the front in the upcoming races. But until then, we'll see you guys and have a good one. Goodbye.